Streaming now on Netflix, Bert Kreischer's new comedy special called Lucky. We are so proud of this special. He worked so hard on it, and so did I. Please go to Netflix and watch Lucky. We would love the support, so enjoy. One of us thinks he speaks Spanish, but speaks Spanish like this. Me elbow on nose for drink. I grew up speaking Spanish.
You have ice?
I grew up.
Ice?
Well, that's what everyone keeps saying, but I feel like power slapping is something I might have grown up watching, whereas cage fighting definitely is not.
No.
Power slapping, they just knock the fuck out of you and you get knocked out, right?
I think so. You're gonna really enjoy it.
I was just talking to Sandy, and she was like, "Why are you going? Why isn't Bert going with a friend?"
Because you're my friend.
I know, but I mean, that is, I'm happy to go. I want to go.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it is an interesting question. Why that?
I don't find it to be a question at all.
Okay.
I think this is a great way to enter this episode.
Yeah.
Is you're my friend. If I get to do something, I'm going to do it with you.
Yeah.
And so that's what this whole episode is about. Is we've had 2 epic trips.
Yeah.
And right now we're about to leave for Vegas to go see Power Slap and UFC 313.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's going to be really freaking cool.
I think it's going to be really cool.
And I think it's, we got the invite from Dana to go to Power Slap. And then Joe hit me up and was like, hey, if you're are you in Vegas this weekend? And I was like, I am. He was like, I think we were going to try to go to dinner Friday, but I said, I'm going to Power Slap. And he was like, oh, look, are you going to UFC? And I was like, we hadn't planned on it. And he was like, let me get you tickets. And then, and so now it's going to be a blast. You'll know a lot of the people there. You'll know a lot of the people there.
Well, that's good. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it, but I also, listen, you and I know we are each other's BFF.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay if you didn't want to go with me.
Who am I going to fucking take?
I don't know. Somebody, anybody. Eric Grusin. But I would never be offended if you were like, hey, I want to go to.
No, I don't think you would be offended.
Okay, good.
Like, listen, if I get an invite to go to, I don't know, I just like being with you.
No, that's not what I'm saying, obviously. But yeah, I just want you to feel like you can go with somebody else if you'd rather go with somebody else.
Yeah.
I
appreciate that. But yeah, you're my friend.
You're my friend too.
Yeah.
We travel pretty good together, huh?
We do travel good together. I think it's, we've always traveled good. I think that was the first thing I noticed when we went to Italy when we were young.
21 years ago.
21 years ago is that we traveled really well together. Like I'm not the best. I'm not the best traveler because I get anxiety. But you seem to give me my space in those moments and allow me to spin out. And you're very kind and forgiving in those moments. It relaxes me and you relax me. You're not judgy. When we got to the airport in Spain, 4 a.m, and I was like, God, I hope they have a beer. You weren't like, hey. You were like,
pump the brakes.
Yeah, you were like, I don't think they're gonna have beer. I don't think they're open.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when I was like, well, maybe we can go on the other side of security. You're like, we can if you want, but it's going to be pushing it. Like, you're very forgiving in those moments.
I try to be. I try to understand that I don't understand anxiety.
Yeah.
And so in not understanding it, I can't really put my own feelings on it because that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be fair to you. And it wouldn't be fair to me either. So if I just assumed anxiety was one thing and got annoyed or aggravated or impatient, that's not fair to me because then I'm walking around aggravated, annoyed, impatient. But if I can go, well, I really don't know what this is like, then I can remain open. But I'm not perfect. I do lose my patience sometimes, but I try really hard to keep that perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what this is like. And it sucks. It looks like it's awful.
You've seen it. I mean, for me now, anxiety, when I'm traveling, and I really regret this, that I used to be able to travel abroad and never get jet lag. When I was on Travel Channel, I never got jet lag.
Someone told me, and this sucks, that it's our age.
Really?
Yes, because we had a very difficult time in Paris and in Spain. Couldn't ride our boat. And I couldn't ride my boat. And we were there long enough for the boat to right itself, and I just couldn't do it. Although I didn't have much jet lag back home. That's because we
came home.
Because we're old people.
Well, we landed at 4, and then we stayed up until like 8, 9, and went to bed and woke up at like 6. We're like, all right, we're back on our schedule.
We're back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone was like, it's your age. When you get to a certain age, that jet lag, you just can't like regulate. Bummer, right?
Yeah, but I enjoy the fact that we were generous with ourselves so let's start at the beginning. We decided to go to Paris. A long time ago, I decided to surprise LeeAnn and take her to Paris. She's always wanted to go to Paris. And I wanted to take her to Paris. So I surprised her with a trip. Everyone said, surprise her, surprise her, surprise her. Thank God I told her.
Yeah, right.
Because she was like, no, not right now.
Well, that wasn't exactly
We were going to go to San Francisco to do a bottle signing for Prosos. And then me and you were going to get a plane from San Francisco and fly to Paris.
Oh, but before that, we were in Nashville. You were going from like Nashville to somewhere else to San Francisco to Paris. So it was in total almost 14 days in a row.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it was 14 days of the 5 weeks Isla was home for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to do that now because I don't want to be away from Isla that long.
Yeah.
And the relentlessness of like city, then this city, then go to Europe. We would have been dead.
I thought old school Birdie Boy thought
Vegas.
he could do
we were
it.
in Vegas in there when we went to Vegas with our family.
Oh, that's right. We went to the Sphere.
Yeah. Went to Vegas and then it was just like.
It was crazy.
It was insane.
So we pushed it to January and we flew out. And our first night was just really rough on us. And this is more of like an informational travel to couples. is LeeAnn is a planet all day long, do everything, get in line early, go see everything, get a tour guide, make sure we experience the entire city. And our first night, LeeAnn woke up at 2 a.m. wide awake. Wide awake. And I'm used to jet lag, so I have a few fixes. One is take a hot bath. If you take a hot bath, I don't know what it just kind of resets your system and tires you out. But you got to take a hot bath. You got to stay in it for a long time. You got to sweat. You got to get out, sweaty, get in bed. And I did that with LeeAnn and she went right to sleep.
Yep. You did. You took good care of me. But also before that, we set the tone for the trip before we left. Because we said, well, what do we want this trip to be? And what we said was, you said, I definitely want to go to the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I wanted to go. The Eiffel Tower is something you have to see.
And you said, I definitely want to, I don't remember what else we said.
I know I said
I want to see the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see the Louvre, but I didn't necessarily want to go in it.
Yeah, and I said I definitely need to work out. I have to go to a CrossFit gym and do my bench press workout. We were getting ready for the 320 bench press at the end of the month.
And then the rest of it, we were like, let's just leave it loose.
But that first day kind of set the tone because you woke up at 2, by 5, you were back asleep. And at 5, I was like, well, fuck, now I'm wide awake. And I was like, God damn it. And then I went for a run that morning and in the dark. It was pitch black. Came back, went to sleep, and then we both woke up at like noon.
Yeah, noon.
Horrible.
Yeah. And so not the way you're supposed to do it. So you're supposed to, this is a quote, supposed to, when you're flying to like a long flight, you're supposed to book your flight when you would be asleep so that you sleep on the plane so that when you get up wherever you're going.
Who the fuck sleeps on a plane?
I do. I slept the whole way home. Slept the whole flight home. But we weren't able to sleep. We didn't do that. And so it messed everything up from that on.
But then we just said, then fuck it. This trip isn't about getting up at 8 and getting to the gym and doing this and doing that.
Getting after it.
This trip is about enjoying Paris.
Yeah.
And if you're going to really enjoy Paris, it's going to be at night.
Yeah.
And so we woke up at noon, went to the Eiffel Tower.
Which was amazing.
It's beautiful. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I've never been there. It's such a beautiful city. What's cool about France to me is that, or not France, about Paris, was you can see other cities in the United States. Like you see parts of Washington, D.C. there. You see parts of New York City there.
You see parts of Vietnam.
See parts of Vietnam there. I mean, I was walking around going, this looks so much like Hanoi. I went to Hanoi with Sandy a couple of years ago, and obviously the French occupied Vietnam for almost 100 years.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a big mystery, but it was really, really cool to be in that place and go, oh my God, this looks like Hanoi. And not just the architecture, but like the design of the city. You know, how the streets looked and the circles and like, I don't know what you call those, the roundabouts. It just reminded me so much of Hanoi.
And we just we decided to play it by ear and take long walks and go walk to the things. We did that one time in Rome. We just walked all around Rome.
Walked, stop, have a snack. Walk, stop, have a snack.
You mean 12 snails?
12 snails, and I probably drank 8 bottles of champagne in 6 days. Drank so much champagne because every time we stopped, I'd go glass of champagne.
It was pretty great. I'd get a Campari spritz and 12 snails. Get another Campari spritz. You'd be done your glass of champagne, and we go walk around. And we went and saw the Arc de Triomphe. We walked down the Champs-Élysées twice, maybe 3 times. Walked to the Louvre. Took a cab to the Notre Dame. Went in the Notre Dame because it was just open, but walked around. Didn't take a ton of pictures, I don't think.
No, hardly any.
But just try to really enjoy ourselves and just play it by ear. And that was like, you know, I worked for Travel Channel for so long. And the thing they used to say, which always drove me nuts, was don't be a tourist, be a traveler.
Well, there's a time and a place for that.
No, but give me a second, because I was always bothered by that statement. Because there's an arrogance that goes along with that statement.
I'm listening.
It's okay to be a tourist. It's okay to get a map out and go, wait, where do we want to go? Oh, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to go in there. Can you get a picture of me in front of that? That's okay.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. And it's okay to not dress like the locals and it's okay to go to the restaurant that you saw on TV.
Totally.
All that's okay. And it always bothered me because there was this like vibe of like, what I like to do in a city is just start walking and get lost. And I was like, okay, that's also really dangerous. Do that in New York. You're going to end up in Spanish Harlem like, oh, this is crazy. 3 German tourists in Spanish Harlem. So I used to have an issue with that because maybe it's just the comic in me where it's anti-authoritarian, you know? Like I always liked being a little bit of a tourist. Like I enjoyed that with you. Going to the Notre Dame with it's no travelers there. They're all tourists.
Yeah, all of them.
And it was fun. Yeah. You almost feel like you're one of them.
Well, we were.
Yeah.
We were exactly like everybody else in there, looking at Notre Dame. It just opened after the fire. It was the first week it was open.
Yeah.
And it was packed.
It was awesome.
It was really beautiful.
It was really beautiful.
Yeah, it was. It's amazing when you go outside of this country, how you realize how young this country is and how derivative, really. Even though we've become our own, obviously our own culture, it's when you go back east, everything's just so derivative of Europe, and then on this side, everything's kind of derivative of Mexico and Latin America. But that's cool. I think it's leveling, sort of, so that you go, okay, my world is not the world. Even our world of politics, our world of whatever's going on right now is not the world. It's really cool to see your own country in other countries and to have the perspective, they did it first.
Yeah.
We didn't. They did.
But this is my 2 cents for anyone thinking about taking a trip abroad. Don't beat yourself up. Sleep in.
Yeah.
So that you have, and then stay out late.
And enjoy, really enjoy it instead of running yourself into the ground to check every single box.
And by the way,
we did that when we took the girls to Bali a long time ago. This was our compromise on that trip. We would have one day that was chill and one day that was planned, and one day that was chill and one day that was planned, because I wanted to see so much stuff. But in doing that, we marked a few things off the list because we were like, it's just too much. And instead of going, no, we have to go to every single thing, just kind of let it kind of happen naturally.
For Isla's graduation, we always take the girls on a trip for their graduation, or we did it twice. And for Isla's graduation, she wanted to go to Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
And we planned the trip to Iceland. And then she got the itinerary of what we were doing in Iceland and panicked and said, I don't want to go to Iceland anymore.
I know.
She was like, can we just go to Hawaii and do nothing?
Yeah.
And I was like, done.
Yeah.
But that is the thing, is that I think unless you're one of those people, it's like you almost got to give way to the person who's, you got to like almost give space to the person who's going to be the most difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Like not difficult, but like if you want to get up early in the morning and do all that stuff, that's cool. But if you're with someone that goes, hey, and I can't do that, then you got to find that compromise.
Yeah, you got to find the compromise.
And our compromise was we slept in till like noon every day, 11 o'clock every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd go for like a 10,000 step walk. I mean, we walked so much.
We did.
And if not 15,000 steps a day. And then we'd come home and then we'd do a nice dinner somewhere.
Yep.
Like that was what our trip was just really nice dinners in Paris.
Yeah.
And then finding a bar on the walk home. And I mean, my favorite dinner was our very first night. And then we got to know the city pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was late. I mean, it's laid out like New York. It's just kind of a grid and makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, that city. What I think is cool is that what we did in Paris, we could do in a lot of cities in the United States and have just as much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've never been to Charlotte. I've never been to Charleston, like to the city, like to visit. I've been there with you on tour when you're in an arena, but I've never visited those cities. Mm-hmm. But I would imagine there are places in those cities where you could walk and stop and snack and walk and stop and snack and enjoy part of the city. I know Savannah's that way. It's really cool to walk through Savannah and just wander from place to place. There's so many historic things to see. It doesn't have to be, if someone wants to take a trip, I think you could make a Paris trip anywhere in the United States. It doesn't even have to be out of your own state. There's so many places in California we've never been that are walking, eating, you know. So,
I tell you what, I would argue that a walking city is better than a driving city.
Oh, 100%.
If you can find, there should be, what are the top 10? Someone Google this. What are the top 10 walking cities in the United States? Number one's got to be New York.
Well, yeah.
I bet Boston. I know Boston's a walking city.
Yeah.
I've walked Boston. I've walked
Chicago's probably a walking city. No?
Chicago's actually a driving city, but because I think Chicago's set up in suburbs, and like everywhere's got its own little suburb.
Oh, really?
And then once you get to a suburb, you can walk around it. But Miami might be, what do they say the top 10 walking cities are?
The top 10, according to USA Today, is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Providence, Rhode Island.
Interesting.
Key West, Florida.
Of
yes.
course.
St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, I love St. Augustine.
Fuck yeah.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Duh.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, I got it.
Chicago, Illinois.
Interesting.
Oh, mic drop.
New York City, New York.
Okay.
And Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga? Who would have put that on the list? I would have thought Nashville over Chattanooga.
St. Louis, Missouri.
No, you just made that up, Sandra.
No, it's on USA Today.
Sandra.
Wife the Party is sponsored by Light Strike. All right, listen up, you beautiful, high-functioning party animals. Light Strike Hard Refresher is finally here, and unlike anything the alcohol industry has ever seen, Light Strike isn't just a drink, it's a goddamn survival tool. It's the perfect party pacer. Why choose between fun and function? This hydration drink-inspired cocktail low-key brings its own self-care to the party with a crushable mix of coconut water, sea salt, and 5% alcohol by volume. It's non-carbonated, gluten-free, and a great alternative to fizzy hard seltzers or sugary canned cocktails. Light Strike comes in a resealable sports bottle, like this one, giving you control over how hard you go. Want half now, half later? No problem. Want a little more alcohol? Try it with a splash of Porosos. Or mixed into your favorite tropical cocktail. Light Strike Hard Refresher is launching nationally this month with 2 flavors, lemon lime, which I have here, and it's really delicious. It's very light. It's super easy to drink. And orange mango. Drink them cold or over ice and just watch how fast it disappears. It's crazy. Light Strike is also a proud sponsor of the Two Bears 5K in Tampa, Florida on May 4th. I just tried this for the first time, just got my hands on it, and I have to tell you, it's a really refreshing drink. I can't wait to pour it over some ice and add a little more fruit and get in the hot tub so I can dehydrate and hydrate at the same time. Sounds like a plan, right? Learn more about Light Strike at drinklightstrike.com or follow on TikTok and Instagram at drinklightstrike. Light Strike Hard Refresher, an excellent source of 5% alcohol. Okay, so we should go to every city on that list and have a vacation.
I'll go to Key West first. That's my favorite place in the
I've
world.
been to Key West with you.
I know. That's my favorite place in the world.
Oh, that was on our honeymoon. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was pregnant and you wanted to spend a lot of time in Sloppy Joe's. And we bought a ton of flip-flops. Remember those flip-flops?
I bought a ton.
They were made out of recycled tires.
They're called Kinos.
That's right. I forgot what they were
Oh,
called.
yeah, they're Kinos. I wore them all through high school. I wore them all through Florida when I moved to New York.
They're cool flip-flops. I wonder if they still make them.
Of course they do. They've been making them for like 100 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're still making them.
Guarantee you they're still making Kinos.
Pandemic.
Someone type in, hey, Sandra, see if you can find a pair of Kinos out of Key West, Florida. I think they're on Duval Street.
And they're so interesting because they're just like in buckets and you just have to try them on. They're not even by size, are they?
No.
They just put them in a bucket and you got to dig through them and find what fits your foot. But they're cool flip-flops.
Yeah.
They were really cool. But yeah, you spent a lot of time in Sloppy Joe's and I just kind of like hemmed and hawed.
Loved it.
You loved it. I didn't love it. I was pregnant. I couldn't drink. I couldn't do anything. I just sat there. We were running from Danny and Dawn, remember?
Yes.
Kino Sandals they still exist. It's on 107 Fitzpatrick Street in the heart of Old Town Key West.
Yeah. God, I love Key West. Anyway, our trip to Paris was really fun. And it was because we top loaded it. All our nights were big.
Yep.
All our nights ended at a like a cool bar, having drinks. Great dinners. Probably the best dinner though. The last dinner we had. That last dinner.
I thought you said it was the first dinner.
No, the last dinner, the one Tony set up us up.
The last dinner was delicious.
Yeah,
It was
all
amazing.
the dinners were great.
Yep. Spain.
And then we went to Spain. I'm a big fan of Ernest Hemingway, and I was watching the Ernest Hemingway documentary on the plane, and he spent a lot of time in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think The Sun Also Rises is about Spain.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And I was ready to go. And when we got there, it was the smallest, cutest. Well, we won't say the city we went to because our daughter's living there. But we went to the coolest little Spanish town.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, after going to Paris where everyone spoke English and everyone was accommodating. And by the way, the Parisians were beautiful people. I didn't meet one rude person.
Me neither. I'd always heard that they hated Americans. And if they did, they definitely did not hate us.
No.
But
we went to a town where no one spoke English.
No one. No one. And one of us thinks he speaks Spanish and the other of us doesn't speak Spanish at all. One of us thinks he speaks Spanish, but speaks Spanish like this. Me elbow on nose for drink. I grew up speaking Spanish.
You have ice?
I grew up.
Ice? 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 Hot sauce.
Georgia went to the bathroom once and goes, he does not know what he's saying. And I went, really? She goes, Mom, it's so bad that they're actually laughing, but not laughing at him. But
I thought they were laughing with me.
No, they were. No, she was like, he's saying like, me elbow on nose for drink, please. And I was like, what?
I thought my Spanish was perfect. I was really enjoying using my Spanish too.
I think it was just left of perfect, maybe.
I was enjoying using my Spanish.
You were?
Yeah. We had a great trip. We did the same thing. We slept till noon.
Yep.
Luckily, Georgia was in class until 5 every day. And then we'd stay out. Well, the first day there, we had Georgia all day.
We did. We had her all day.
And it was great. It was raining. We woke up right around siesta. So the whole town was shut down. No one's serving food. They were all serving drinks.
Yep.
We went and got a couple cocktails and walked. And we walked once again in Spain. We walked maybe 10,000 steps every day.
Yeah, we walked a ton.
That's how we travel. We travel, sleep in, walk all day.
Eat a big meal,
go
to bed.
to a bar, and then sleep in.
Yeah.
Didn't go to the gym. Did an amazing hike.
Yeah, you did. You went to the gym once.
I went to the gym. You're right. Right.
You did.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the gym. But we did a big long hike and
went to the beach.
But we did go to the beach. I forgot. But Spain was really pretty. It was a little different than France. But
What do you think the difference between Spain and France was?
language, food, culture,
I meant like a nuanced difference.
language, food, culture.
I'm gonna kill you.
Nuance difference. Well,
Like if I said,
France
what's the difference?
was a
Hang on,
bit
hang on,
more
hang on,
refined.
hang on,
France-
stop.
Okay.
If I said to you, what's the difference between Florida and Georgia, you wouldn't go.
Oh, I
like,
know.
Yeah, you know that the little differences where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, the trees are different. The
That?
No,
I didn't
like
notice
I'm saying
that.
like a nuanced difference where you're like, where it's not just like obviously they're different countries.
The architecture was Spanish in Spain, and it was French in France. I didn't see a lot of maybe in Florida, like Spain and Florida architecture were more similar, and France and like the rest of the East Coast were more similar.
Yeah.
So it was very clear that Spain went like in a certain part of America.
Obviously, the big difference was we were in two small towns. I think like we were in a small town in Spain and then in a big city in Paris. So that was a huge difference.
Yeah, it was huge.
But it was like,
No tourism where we were in Spain.
it's like if we were tourists in Paris, we were travelers in Spain.
Yeah.
We didn't shop at all.
No, there was no shopping
no
to
shopping.
be had. There was no souvenir store. There was no, like, I love to buy two things when I travel, three. A Christmas ornament, no, not one to be found because it was what, March or February. I always buy tea towels. Like when we went to France, I bought some tea towels so that when I'm in my kitchen, I have these towels and they remind me of my trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then I try to buy something ceramic, like a vase or a dish or a tray or something. And I couldn't find any of that in this little town. I'm sure they existed somewhere, but there, in bigger cities, it's a lot easier to find, like handicraft type stuff. And there was none of that.
Everyone knows this is a weird pivot, but everyone knows I'm not an underwear guy.
Yeah.
But we were walking so much, I had to wear underwear.
Yeah.
And I hated my underwear.
You did?
Well, underwear makes me claustrophobic.
What?
It's an extra layer of clothing under my clothing.
And that makes you feel claustrophobic?
Yeah. it's
Like
always-
closed in?
Like
Like
really,
the world is closing in on you?
yeah, like I can't move my legs. Like,
Like you can't move your legs? Like you can't move your legs?
how much more do we have in this
You
podcast,
just
guys?
shut your legs down? Really?
I can't, yeah, it's always driven me nuts.
Okay. I'm sorry to laugh, but it makes you feel like you can't use your legs. Like they just don't work anymore. Sorry. That's crazy. I love you, honey,
Thank
but
you.
that's crazy.
That's why I don't wear underwear.
It makes you feel like you can't use your legs.
Mhm.
And what happens? You just sit like this. I can't use my legs.
No,
I
no.
can't use my legs.
No, I feel like I sit down to eat. Like I can walk and it's fine when I'm walking, but if I sit down, I feel cramped.
But they're all the way up.
No,
like you
no.
wear panties.
No, I don't know. No, I wear.
Boxer briefs.
I've always worn boxer briefs, and they drive me nuts. And there's only
Well, that would drive me nuts too because then it feels like you have pants on under pants.
Hang on. Did anyone hear what I just said? It's exactly what I said.
But it doesn't make me feel like I can't use my legs. But wait, I've never understood the boxer brief. I feel, or the boxer, actually. That to me is mind blowing. The only thing you should wear are panties or like tighty-whitey type.
So, no, tighty
What
whities.
are they called? Briefs?
Briefs.
Okay.
But the briefs I've gotten in the past are just uncomfortable as shit.
Why?
Because it's not like, it's like wearing a Speedo. Like Speedos don't have room. They don't give you room in your junk.
Oh, you need room in your junk.
Yes.
I don't have junk.
Yeah.
So panties are like
Yeah.
comfortable, like full, like briefs, like what you wear are the most comfortable form.
There's not
of
enough
panty,
room in your
my
junk
opinion.
for those.
Oh, so then,
So all of a sudden,
but
it's like,
why is that a problem?
what do you mean?
Do you feel cramped?
Yeah, it feels like your balls are just smashed up against your body and your dick's just sitting. It's like they're all in a phone
stapled
booth
to your body.
Yeah, like they're in a phone booth. Shut up. Shut up.
Like they're in a phone booth.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Did you ever see those things when the college kids in the 50s would see how many people they could put in a phone booth?
That's what underwear feels like?
Yeah.
Is how many people can you get in a phone booth?
Yeah.
Oh, like a clown car.
There we go. Yeah.
Wow, you must have a really big dick.
No, I'm just saying God damn it.
My mascara's got to be running all over my face. This is the most enjoyable conversation.
No, anyway, I didn't like wearing underwear in Italy or in Spain.
They had great underwear in Spain?
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't.
I couldn't. And then the underwear selection sucks in life.
It does? Well, how would you change it? Would you make them thongs?
No, I just bought a thong. Because I bought...
and did you wear the thong under pants? Have you test driven them?
I haven't test driven a thong yet. Well, here's the deal. So I came home. I was having this problem in Spain. And then I came home, and I don't know who sent them to me. I don't know where I got them. I don't know how we got them.
Okay.
But there were 3 pairs of not silk, but
soft?
Like spandexy, like not a regular jock strap where it's like ribbed and big, thick waistband. It was like really soft, almost silk spandex jock straps in my bedroom. And I was like, where? There must be a sponsor, I guess.
I have no idea.
I have no idea where we got them from. I don't want to get into too much detail.
But you're talking about the blue one that was like a thong? It wasn't like a jock strap.
The jock strap is 2 cheeks.
And so it had 2 cheeks?
Yeah, it has 2 straps, 1 for each cheek.
Oh, I only saw it from the front.
Yeah, it's the front is just your like a cod piece.
A cod piece.
Whatever it's called.
Yes.
And then it's 2 straps connecting to that go from cheek they go under your butt cheek.
Right, to the waistband.
To the waistband.
Gotcha.
And
you haven't worn those underpants?
No, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you did test drive those?
I test drove those.
Could you use your legs?
Yes, very well. Because I don't have like a bunch of stuff touching my jeans. The problem you have when you don't wear underwear and you wear jeans, oh my God.
Because you don't have a bunch of stuff touching your jeans?
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem you have when you have a bunch, is there anyone can relate to this?
I'm sure there are people who can.
I might be the only one. So then problem is when you don't wear underwear and you wear jeans and you walk a lot, your dick is just rubbing against a zipper and usually it doesn't bother me, but if you're walking 15,000 steps, it starts to catch up. And so I was like, God damn it, I need to wear.
Do you get a blister on your dick?
No, not a blister, but it's just like it.
Is it a callus?
No,
Is it just rubbed raw?
It's just It's like it can be irritated.
Okay.
So I was looking for fixes.
Does it swell?
No, it just is sensitive.
Okay. It doesn't swell?
Patton had a joke about this.
He did?
And it was the one time
about underwear?
About rubbing your dick raw, like walking and
General
too much.
Patton?
No.
Oh. Patton Oswald. Okay.
Patton Oswald had a joke about this. General Patton had a joke.
I really thought you meant General Patton. You listen to so much history podcasts.
General Patton had a joke, and he's like, we're going to storm them. Do your dicks get raw?
I need a tissue. Hand me a tissue. I really thought you meant General Patton.
You are a piece of work.
Was like General Patton wrote a joke about underwear? Was this?
No, Patton Oswald.
Yes, I got it.
And it was a joke about being on a treadmill. And second he'd been walking around the city. I think he was in DC. He'd been walking around the city and he got on the treadmill and realized his dick was raw from walking so much. But he got on and realized it and then got right off and left. And I think I don't know what the joke was, but I went, that happens to me. I thought I was the only one that happened to.
Yeah, you could relate.
Yeah, I could relate. So I've been test driving a bunch of new underwear. So I've been buying new underwears and test driving new underwears.
Yes. And do you have any winners yet?
Right now, well, there's this sounds so stupid, but like the ones that I love the jock straps.
Mm-hmm. Why? Because it's less Less between you and your jeans.
And it's entirely the thing I care about holding on to. It gets all of that.
Gotcha.
Like that pocket.
It's like a hammock.
It's like a hammock, and it's got all of that, and they don't move around, and it's perfect.
Okay. And they don't feel like you're in a phone booth.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite thing to run in.
Maybe it's a half phone booth. You know, the ones that were just.
They've never had half phone booths.
The half phone booth. That was the stand that had the sides on it.
Yeah. Half phone booth.
It's a half phone booth. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That works.
Live at the Party is sponsored by Shopify. When you think about companies with healthy sales like Chubby's, Gymshark, Magic Spoon, or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, an attractive brand, and marketing that lifts a heavy load. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not so secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Being a business owner that has an online shopping platform, Shopify could not make it easier for me to track my sales, track my inventory, and run my business kind of effortlessly. I love Shopify. We've used it for years. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout BBP uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/wife, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/wife to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/wife.
Yeah, I'm test driving a bunch of new underwear. I got a thong that I'm going to try a thong because that would be, I don't know if it's, I think it might drive me fucking nuts.
A thong?
Yeah. You've worn thongs.
I have. I don't enjoy them. I know some women think they're the most comfortable underwear. I do not. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, just as all men are different downstairs, all women are different downstairs too. So, and the size of your hips and whatever, they're just not, for me, they're not comfortable. And now that I've gotten older, this is really sucks, is that my body shape has changed. And so thongs like roll down. And so they don't stay flat because I'm very kind of mushy compared to when I was younger and a little firmer, even though I work out. After I had a baby, all my stomach and hip area is just a little more mushy. So when I put a thong on, it ends up like rolling down and it's super uncomfortable.
Really?
And I've tried several different kinds of thongs. And then it's just like, you know, there's other stuff I don't like about thongs too. So,
well, it's interesting because I can't remember the name of the underwear that really kind of changed the game. Sax. Sax kind of changed the game because what they did is
they made briefs.
They created they had boxer briefs, but they had lining to hold your balls up away from everything, so your balls didn't fall over to your leg.
What? Wait, your balls fall over on your leg? Like in boxer briefs.
That aren't Sax.
Okay.
And then Sax had sports Sax where it was like where all your stuff was up front. There's another kind that I think is a sponsor, and I wish I could remember the name. And they have like a hole up. They have like a pocket and a hole.
A pocket?
Yeah.
What do you put in the pocket?
Your ball. I don't know.
Oh, an inside pocket.
Inside pocket almost.
Like you put
there are podcasts. I almost wore them today.
Couple condoms in your pocket?
No. It's where your dick and balls go.
I thought you meant an additional pocket, like a pair of jeans.
No.
But you could put that's actually a good idea because then you could put like a condom in your pocket.
Who? How many people do you think are wearing condoms?
Well, young kids these days should be. But I mean, that's kind of...
It's not a bad idea for a college kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you can just put it in his pocket.
Oh, well, then you got to find your jeans after you take your pants off. I don't know. Then here's why. Because she puts her hand in his pants and feels the condom in the condom pocket and goes, okay, he's set.
Oh, yeah, a lot of women do that.
I don't even have to.
A lot of women go, wow, you brought a condom, huh? You brought a condom, so I guess you think you're fucking me. And then the guy's like, no, just in case.
You don't think that women would think he was acting responsibly?
If you go on a first date and the guy puts a condom on the table.
I didn't say it was a first date.
Okay.
I didn't specify that.
All right.
I think a condom pocket's pretty cool.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
No, Saks are great underwear, but I wish Saks made briefs. I'm
pretty sure they do now.
I'm working on it. I might come out with my own line of underwear that I like.
I think you should. I think it should be called Sexy Bear.
Everyone saw my pervert britches the other day. I really like those underwears.
Those were underwear?
That's underwear.
The leather ones?
What are you talking about? I have no leather.
The pilot ones.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No. No one liked those.
Then what pervert britches are you
No,
talking
when we went back and we did the fitting, and I said, I have a pair of underwear, but it's really
the blue
aggressive.
ones.
Yeah.
The blue ones.
The blue
yes.
ones.
Yes, those are actually quite sexy.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're very sexy.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a shame that they don't make men's underwear for women.
Well,
like, you know what I mean? Like they make men's underwear, I think, for men.
And I think they make men's underwear for gay men.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, for my viewing pleasure.
I'm almost certain I'm wearing gay men's underwear.
Well, I like them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they're. I think they're sexy.
I like them. I like them because they keep my shit away from my body.
They do keep it very compact and like forward facing.
I love it. I love it, and I like what I look like.
This.
Yeah,
it looks like this.
It's like, do you remember
opposed to this?
Do you remember the? There we go. Yeah,
it's like this.
Yeah,
but it's not threatening.
Yeah.
It's a non-threatening package.
I can't believe we got on to fucking underwear talk all because of Spain.
What? Well, you found underwear or you needed it.
I used to have a pair of underwear. I wish they would make underwear you could swim in.
I think it's called a Speedo.
No. So like when I wear some board shorts are like a sandpaper texture.
Okay.
And so if you're not wearing underwear, you can get chafed on those for your dick.
Oh, but wouldn't you just wear a Speedo under?
No.
You're
definitely not getting me to wear underwear and a bathing suit in the water.
But you just asked for underwear you could swim in.
Okay, hold on. You said Speedo.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, so I had a pair of underwear a long time ago. I still have them. I saw them today, actually. They were underwear for the water.
Okay.
And they were like super thin and really stretchy, but the waistband wasn't great. Mm-hmm. So they'd kind of ride down a little bit. But I just saw them today. I haven't worn them forever.
They were not for
what I'm looking for is the thinnest. I want the thinnest fucking material. I mean, sheer. I want pantyhose. I want pantyhose for underwear. Like I want sheer. I want. What are you laughing at?
Pantyhose for underwear?
But I want the thinnest. I'm trying to say the thinnest.
Your guy would look like he was mugging you. You'd be like, stick it up, lady. You know what I mean? I think when a man puts pantyhose on his face,
I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like.
So I think if you put pantyhose on your dick, you would look like it's a holdup.
I'm trying to tell you what I want, and I don't, and it's not out there. I don't want to wear pantyhose.
For obvious reasons. I would not want to see a pantyhose penis.
I'm not saying pantyhose. I'm saying that material, like thin. Thin.
Thin.
You know?
Yes. What?
I'm just saying what I want.
I know. I hear you.
I want really thin material, and I want him to pull my stuff out, and I want to hold it out front, and I want it to, and I don't want it to go down on my legs. I want it to go like.
You want a brief?
I want a brief, but like I could do a low rise brief.
A low rise, like a boy short.
Almost
brief?
like boy shorts. Like yeah.
You don't think that would bother you?
I don't know. I would like to sample it. I can't find them online. All I find are stuff that really are meant for gay men.
Yeah, the boy short look on a man is, I think, typically marketed for gay men.
Yeah.
Maybe you're mostly gay, but then very straight. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Well, you're very particular about
clothing.
Clothing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're gay. It means you have OCD.
No.
Do you think when I had a hard time putting on socks as a kid, you're like, you're being so gay right now?
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. For you, it's not just about how something feels.
Like, I can't wear a thick sock. If I wear a thick sock, I lose my fucking mind. I feel like my foot's moving around in my shoe the whole time like this. Like, Oh, what are we doing?
Why?
Oh, it makes me fucking crazy.
What about snuggly socks? You don't like those?
No, I can't put shoes on with them.
Well, nobody can, except Isla does.
Yeah, Isla can.
But nobody wears snuggly socks with shoes unless they're like house shoes, slippers or something.
No, I have certain tactile issues.
Well, yeah, but you don't choose your clothes just on tactile issues. You choose
Almost entirely.
No, you don't. You want to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. You have a very specific way that you want to look, as well as having tactile issues.
Yeah.
If it was just tactile issues, you'd just dress head to toe in whatever you found that felt good. But you don't. That's not enough, because we'll buy you a T-shirt that feels just like the James Purse T-shirt you're wearing, but it's cut totally different, and you won't wear it. So it does matter to you what you look like.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by. And you like the look of those gay men or underwear, the underwear that's marketed to gay men. You like that.
I like the feel of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish it didn't look so gay. I wish it had like a Confederate flag on it or something.
Oh my God.
To straighten it up.
Totally. Yeah.
It's pretty gay.
Because that's, okay. Well, I like the underwear. You have the blue with the neon green on it. Those are cute.
I have,
is that what you're wearing now?
No. Green.
Is it the same kind?
Same kind.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah.
you bought a couple pairs in that kind.
Well, I thought I bought one pair, but I bought 3 pairs. And then I thought I bought 3 pairs of another kind, but I bought 1 pair.
Gotcha.
And then I bought 2 pairs of another kind.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just sampling them.
Did you
By the way,
make it
they're
rain?
$6.
Did you make it rain?
I made it rain.
You made it rain.
I made it rain.
All right. Well, I think we should plan our next trip, and I think it should be somewhere in the United States.
Where do you want to go? Let's go to Rhode Island.
I'd go to Providence, Rhode Island. I've been to Rhode Island before.
I know I've been there. I have to have been there. Maybe. I don't know.
I road tripped up there to a wedding when I lived in New York, and I remember it being really beautiful.
I guess I didn't bring my phone with me.
Your phones are under that pillow.
No. I'll tell you if I've been to Providence, Rhode Island.
You have. I'm sure you have. You've probably performed there, but that doesn't mean you've been there. Just showing up in a venue, I don't think counts. I think you have to have done something in the city, right?
No. Of course I do stuff in the city.
Providence. I really haven't. What was the other one? That was Chattanooga. What?
Yeah, I've been to Providence.
Of course you
I
have.
got a dog in Providence.
What?
We did a swim challenge we went swimming in Providence, and oh, whoa.
Zoo times Cali. Female, fawn, female.
Oh, cute.
Can be as big as Penelope, as you can see.
Bull Mastiff.
Yeah.
Our baby boy. His little leg. Sweet boy. Okay, well, should we wrap it up, babe?
I want to say something about that.
Okay, about what? Mac?
About life. I have a fucking thought on life.
Okay.
So for those listening, obviously, for anyone who's still listening, our dog Mac got diagnosed with cancer.
Soft tissue sarcoma.
Soft tissue sarcoma. It really stinks. And I think the prognosis was pretty bad.
No,
Hang on. Initially, it was pretty bad, and we were like, okay. And then they were like, hey. And when they say to you, maybe like 3 months or whatever, you realize how much you love that dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was like, God, how much have I neglected this dog?
Mm-hmm.
How many times do I walk by him and go, "What's up, buddy?" and just go to the next room?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I stop and hug him? Then he gets diagnosed with cancer, and I mean, what for like. Then that whole week while we're waiting prognosis or whatever, he's on the couch with us. We're cuddling with him nonstop. There's not one time I walked past him and didn't give him love.
I'm still doing that.
No, I know.
Okay.
And then the prognosis was like, okay, we can extend his life by like 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 18 months.
With a light lift on his part.
Yeah, with the light lift on his part.
It's not like I'm not going to drag my dog through chemo and treatment and vet. She was like, if we do 3 consecutive days of radiation, he'll be good. And it'll be like 18 months or so. And I was like, freaking do it.
By the way, life expectancy of a bull mastiff
is 8. And at that point, he'll be 6.5.
Yeah. So in all honesty, it's almost just shortened his life by a little bit. Abigail or Pris lived to what, 9?
Pris was 9, yeah.
Yeah. but was just too short for a dog, in my opinion.
It's very short.
But what's crazy is the next day after the prognosis, the next day, I just walked past him again going, I have 18 months.
Yeah.
And I thought of that and I went, no,
Mm-hmm.
I got to love the fuck out of this guy every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, maybe this sounds horrible, but maybe LeeAnn only has 18 months. Like, you never know who's got what left.
Mm-hmm.
And I started going, stop with overthinking anything. Stop with not being in the moment. Stop without living a day without a smile. Stop not stopping to smell the roses or walking out. I started walking out a different door in our room that day, and I've been doing it because it gives me a different perspective of how my day starts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to share this on a podcast, but I don't know when or how. And I thought today would be a good day. Start living like you got 3 months left.
Right.
Today. Meaning with the love you give to your family, with the love you give to your parents, with the love that you share with the strangers on the road. Pretend you got 3 months left. Pretend you only got 3 months left. Don't think there's a tomorrow, because there may not be.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about this with this dog, and it was very applicable to me. And I started going, okay, so I got to change my perspective about working out, because working out's going to give me maybe another 3 months. I got to change my perspective about eating. I need to really start looking at today as being the best day I can make it, and sharing with people how much they mean to me, and reaching out to friends more often, doing fun stuff like this weekend, like going to Vegas, and getting massages, and going to see Power Slap, and going to see UFC, and coming home Sunday, and then work out Sunday night, get an IV, get a good night's sleep, Monday, charge after it, because you never know how long you got. And look, 18 months, I bet we all definitely have 18 months, but maybe not. So fucking stop and pet your dog and love your family and slow it down, because forever's not guaranteed.
Mm.
I was thinking about that about Mac.
Oh, Mr. Mac.
But I hope everyone that's listening, I hope that maybe this podcast inspires you to go, I'm going to take my wife to Chattanooga. Mm-hmm. I'd like to walk around beautiful St. Louis, Sandra. I've been to St. Louis. St. Louis isn't a walking town.
Maybe parts of it is.
Well, every part of it. There's a part of walking in every town. But anyway,
I
hope this inspires you to travel with your wife and be light on yourself on the travel. Enjoy the city and don't make it a fucking tax. Don't make traveling a job. Make it a vacation. Mm-hmm. Allow yourself to be a tourist and allow yourself to be a traveler, and don't put fucking parameters on it.
Well, you know what we talked about a little bit on, was it our flight home, where I was talking about play and how what's the next phase of life is supposed to be, because I'm 55 this year, I'm smack in my mid 50s. And who was I talking to? I can't remember, but I was talking to somebody about this next phase of life and what it should be about. And we've spent this 20 some years, 30 years, just grinding and working so hard, raising kids and having this career, and you have to, sometimes I think play gets lost in translation, sort of. And we forget how to play. If you think about when you were a kid and you went outside to play, you didn't really need a lot. So when you show up in your life, you don't really need a lot to play. But we just make everything work instead. So even work, I remember I used to play waitress when I was a little girl. I loved to play waitress in my grandmother's house. She was a big yard sale person, used to buy all these like dishes for us to play with at yard sales. And my cousins and I would go in her back bedroom and make it a restaurant. And I was the waitress and Stephanie was the cook. And I think Wade was the cashier or something. And we just had the best time. Well, I ended up being a waitress for a job. It wasn't my career job. It was a job to get me from A to B. But I remember doing that thinking, well, I used to play waitress all the time. If I just approach my waitressing job like I approached playing waitress in Granny's back bedroom, I'll have a lot better time. And I'm still going to get through the day, whether I'm miserable or whether I'm playing. Mm-hmm. I still have to do my shift. So I may as well approach it like I'm playing waitress and have a good time. And I wonder if going forward in life, when you think about going to Chattanooga, Tennessee and walking around. If you think of it as playing in a new town instead of having to plan something or be really structured.
Well, if you're saying that, I mean, I feel like we played all through Paris and all through Spain.
We did. We played. We had a great time.
Yeah.
We play a lot. I think you and I play together really well.
Yeah.
And we play a lot.
Well, let's go to Vegas and play.
Let's go play.
All right. I love you.
I love you too.